Well, it is currently 5:45 in the morning, and I'm on the road. So, going on a little road trip today. So, about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, I had somebody forward me a Facebook Marketplace link, and there was a guy selling a whole big vintage collection full of pilots, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, just all sorts of stuff, and just kind of a crazy amount of quantity. And the guy had a website and stuff. I looked at it. Honestly, I thought it was a scam. So the guy was offering free shipping on a certain dollar amount. He was taking 13% off, this and that. It just, I don't know, it kind of screamed scam. I kind of blew it off, didn't think anything else of it. And then a couple days later, Shred 80 posted a video where he went out there and looked at everything. And it turns out it was actually a real deal. So this guy had like 40 pilots, like I think 150 machines total or something. Um, all sorts of vintage stuff. And well, actually, about a month back, I had a guy just out of the blue call me. I think he found me on Instagram or something and said he was looking for a pair of pilots. And I was like, well, like, good luck. They're pretty hard to find. You don't come across them too often. And so this was in my mind that this guy was looking for some pilots, and then found out this other guy was selling some real ones, and he offered shipping and everything else. So this guy that called me was from Las Vegas, and I don't have a ton of experience shipping machines and everything. So I got this idea to see if my guy from Las Vegas would be interested in any of these pilots out in Colorado. So found a couple that he's kind of interested in, and we are heading out there. So I am driving from Lincoln out to Denver right now. So we're leaving this morning here. I should get out there kind of early afternoon. We're going to take a look at everything. The idea is to basically broker a deal on these two pilots, have them shipped from Denver out to Las Vegas, and then I'm going to look at everything else. I've got trailer hooked on too, so we're going to see if I can bring a few things back with me. So we'll be out there in just a minute. All right, we're here. It's just kind of a big industrial area. I just drove past the building. I could see some pilots on the inside, so we're going to go in and check this out and see how many are left. From talking to the guy, I think there was only maybe 4 or 5 that were still available out of the 35 that they were selling. So I'm curious how many are still left here and if the place still looks pretty full. But let's go check it out. Well, I found a couple pilots. So these are the 2 that I'm looking at for my client here. So we got one that's pretty much all original still, original tires and everything, real stock. This one seemed to run and drive just fine. Brakes were a little squishy on it. Overall, decent condition. It's hard to find these things in perfect condition. A few scrapes on the plastics and decals and stuff. And then this was one of the few other ones that was left. This one's a little less stock. This one's got aftermarket pipe and silencer on it. Different carb, some different tires. This one's got a little tear in the seat too. This one drove okay-ish, so trying to make a deal on these 2, but there's still a whole bunch of other ones in here, so let's go find everything else. It's still pretty full. So many pilots. At one point I had 4 Honda pilots at a time, and I thought that was a lot. I think there's still probably 30 of them sitting here, which I think 99% of them are sold. We'll do a little walk around. It's crazy seeing this many at once. For the longest time, I'd never seen a pilot before, and then I got my first pilot with a 670 in it. And then a couple weeks later, I bought 3 of them together. I thought it was crazy having 4 of them, and sold 2 of them off, and I can't imagine having 40 of them. There's a 250 Odyssey, 2 350 Odysseys. Kind of looking at this one too. Might bring home a 350. I've never had one of these before, so I'm really curious how they kind of compare to the pilots. And all sorts of 3-wheelers. So what do we got here? A 200. Well, that's an air-cooled 250R. Bunch of 350Xs. This one's kind of cool with the red, white, and blue color scheme. Liquid-cooled 250Rs. Looks like a couple of those are 85s. Another 350X. Another 350X. Whole line of 350Xs. Another liquid-cooled R. Air-cooled. Air-cooled.
Another 350X, a couple more 350Xs, some more three-wheelers back there, a few Tri-Zs. That one's pretty clean. I think my Tri-Z's maybe a little nicer, but I gotta get the top end rebuilt on that since I blew it up. Definitely an interesting collection of things. They're not all super original or anything. Some are kind of different color schemes, but look like they're all really good rider machines. Oh, and we got some four-wheelers, some TRX 250Rs. That one kind of looks like mine there. Oh, and some Tecate 4s. This makes me want to work on my Tecate 4. Since I've only driven that thing once, definitely want to get into that project someday. And some Tecate 3s, look like 85s. Be about identical to one I've got as well. And a whole row of LT 250Rs. I think I might be bringing this one home. Supposedly this one runs, but maybe just needs a clutch. Might be a good project. I've always kind of liked the LT 250Rs as well. These are all 250s. Some of these are pretty good projects and stuff. And we've got some quadzillas over here. Atlanta YFZ looks like right there. Quadzillas, a good old 500 two-stroke. Those are fun. And some other Suzukis. I think I'm bringing this one home here. This is going to be a project for a later date. This one, supposedly the motor's locked up. These are a 230 manual clutch. See how bad that one is. But really clean looking, so I think it'd be worth fixing and getting going again. I've also looked at a couple other machines for some other customers. This is one of them here. This is another 230 Suzuki. Auto clutch on this one. So this one's coming back with me for another client back home. Oh, let's see. We've got a Warrior, a couple Moto 4s, good old Bayou 220. Oh, we got some big wheels. Big wheels are so cool. These are both 200s. These came in a 200 and a 350. I've never had the 350. I had a 200 once. That was real neat. They did a kind of a, I don't know, kind of a wrap on it. It looked pretty sweet. That was a long time ago, so it's been a long time since I've had a big wheel. Some Honda chassis, some pilots. These would be a good candidate for a snowmobile engine swap. This one's still got the motor in it. Transmission. Little snow runner. Never seen one of those in person. A little dune car thing. I don't know whether you call these things like a dune cat or something. Curious what brand that is. Oh, a little Suzuki 50. Matches my three-wheeler. This TRX 70. Bringing this one back home for a client as well. Another little 70. Another little 50. These things are just so tiny, these little 50s. And I've got two Yamaha Badgers, 80s. Bringing both of these home as well. I think that one's going to a customer. He's just looking for some good parts off of it. Mainly wants the tires off of it because they're originals. I think I'm taking that one with me. It seems pretty clean. We'll pull some stickers off of it, make it look a little different. Oh, a few other three-wheelers. Those are 200s and a 110 over there. Another Yamaha Badger. That looks like an LT80. A couple other 200 SXs. Those are kind of neat little machines. Not very big, but pretty capable little quads. Ooh, there's an Argo. I've never had any of these things before. Kind of goofy. 6x6s, amphibious things. Oh, what else we got over here? Another LT, another YFZ, another LT. Let's go look at some of these pilots again. So pretty much all the pilots were stock. I found a couple interesting ones over here. There's a couple snowmobile engine swapped ones, which are kind of interesting. There's one in snowmobile swap one right here. Oh, that's a Skidoo motor in there. I wonder if that's an 800. What do we got on there? Yep, that's an 800. That's from probably like an early 2000s. That would be a wheelie machine. I bet that exhaust is nice and hot on your back too. All sorts of pilots. And more liquid R's. So crazy. Well, I think all these things are going to get good homes again and get put back to use. See, there was one more snowmobile swapped one. Where did I see that one at? Up here. This one. Oh, that's a Yamaha motor in there. What size is that? 570. That would have been probably a mid-90s motor. Some big old headlights on that thing. This is a pretty cool looking 350X. I've never seen one blue like this. That tank's all been painted and blue plastics. Motor's all been painted. It's pretty sharp. Kind of matches my color schemes. Maybe I should buy it. It's a pretty nice one. I think other than the pilots I'm looking at, I think this is kind of the last one available. I should have got out here like a week earlier. I wish I needed some more for myself, but I don't have room for any more pilots. Pretty cool. There's a couple other pretty unique little machines over here too. I don't know what these things were exactly. That's a snowmobile engine in there though. A little fan cooled. This Bigfoot vehicle. This one's got just kind of a little motor and drivetrain. This is from, it's actually identical motor to the little 250 go-karts that I just went through. Got a little go-kart drivetrain and stuff in there. That'd be kind of fun. Well, this is what I ended up with. So I did end up brokering a deal on those two pilots, which the whole point of that was to ship those from here out to Las Vegas, and that deal's done. So sold two pilots to the guys, and then another collector guy that I know picked up a couple things for him. This 230 Suzuki, this little Yamaha Badger, which he was basically buying this one just for the tires on it, because they're still originals. I decided to buy a little Yamaha Badger too. This one seemed pretty clean. This little 70's also going to him. Pretty clean one. And then here's another 230 Suzuki Quad Sport. This one motor stuck on it, but this one was pretty cheap. Bought that one. And an LTR 250, which I've never had one of these. So I'm kind of excited to mess around with this and go through that one. And I bought a 350 Odyssey. So I've never had one of these before. So I figure it's time to try one. So we're gonna get all this stuff back and start going through it and take them for some drives and stuff. So stay tuned.